Hey guys, yes, I'm outside today. Now, I don't know how many of you remember a few years ago I had recorded a video of my sprinkler collection, and I had just talked about, kind of some of the ones that I really liked from my childhood, and ones that, I'm not really a huge sprinkler collector. I just find them pretty fascinating. So, I don't know if you remember, but this was the one that I had said was my very absolute favorite one that I had remembered from my childhood. And, well, um, so this one's the one from that video. But what do I have here? I have another one. Now, this one is actually brand new to me. I got this one actually today from a Goodwill. It wasn't one of my Goodwills that I usually go to. It was one actually kind of far away. And this one it's in much better condition than that one. This one I've had for around 12 years, I want to say. I got it when I was very young. And it's been through it. As you can see, the base is all faded. It's got a broken off piece right there. That broke off many years ago. And then what's going on here is my mom dropped it once, and the actual thread part in here just came out of this part. And the little ribbed part here, and there's a metal weight in there as well that also came out. So I had to epoxy it all back in there. It holds, but it leaks like crazy. This one is in so much better condition. The base is still the bright green color like it was when it was new. No pieces of the base are broken off at all, which is very uncommon to see. Most of the ones I've seen have broken bases, and I'll get to that in a minute. But this one's got that's what's supposed to be there. As you can see, instead of the epoxy, there's supposed to be like a little black disc or collar type thing that goes on there, and that actually had broken off several years before my mom dropped it. Now, these are, I have to say, they're my absolute favorite sprinklers of all time. I love these so much. If I had a choice between like a Buckner rocker jet or something really rare and really valuable like that, I'd choose one of these, because I love these so much. Now, the story behind these is when we moved into our old house, we had neighbors across the court from us. If you don't remember the layout of our old house, it was like the court, if this is the entrance to the court, and this was the court right here, our house would be here. There'd be three houses here, and then another house right there across the court from us. And the people that lived across the court from us, they actually had one of these, exact same one. And they used to use it all the time. And I loved just going out and watching it. It was so fascinating to me because I've never seen one up close. So I actually used to think that instead of going around, it went like that, like an oscillating sprinkler almost. And it wasn't until years later when the people who actually lived next door to us in the court, they moved in, and they actually had one exactly the same one that they had. So I thought that was interesting because I'd seen it from far away, and I could see the ribbed base. So I knew what it looked like essentially. So they had one, and that was the very first time I saw one of these up close, and I just thought it was so cool, such a cool design. And over the years, they actually let us use it because they knew that I loved it so much. And one time my dad dropped it while he was using it. It broke off like 2 pieces of the base. I don't know if they still have it. They moved away a few years ago, and they may have thrown it away. But last time I saw it, they still had it, and the base was still broken. Then, a few years later, I was at Home Depot with my grandma one time, and lo and behold, what do I find on the shelf? But they were selling these new, like brand new, and I had no idea that they like carried them. So I was like, oh my god, that's the one. And so my grandma bought it for me, and that was this one actually. This is the one that she bought for me. So that was that one, and it's been through a lot. I've used it all the time. I used it all the time at the old house, and it was always my favorite one to use. So fast forward to 12 years later, I'm walking through the Goodwill, and I spot this one here, and I'm like, whoa, okay. So I immediately grabbed it, and of course I bought it. So it was only $3 too, so no big deal. Now, one thing that I will say is that the base on mine is different than this one. This one's base, you can see the parts right there, they're much higher. On that one, they're like much lower down there, so I don't know why that is. I can't remember if my neighbors was like that or not, or if the people that lived across the court, because I never really saw theirs up close. Also, the people across the court that had the original one that I fell in love with years ago, they bought another one sometime later, so they had two of these. And I knew that there was two because I always saw both of them sitting like on top of their hose. I'm not sure why they needed two, but I thought that was interesting. So I'm pretty sure that this is not one of the original ones from the neighbors across the court. It's definitely not the ones from my next door neighbors, because that one would have broken base. But no, I'm very, very thrilled. I'm beyond thrilled to have this one. I can't believe I found it. It's in perfect condition. It's got the diffuser screw, which is something that often goes missing in these. Mine still has it as well. I've taken good care of mine. My next door neighbors with the broken base, theirs went missing several years ago, so they used the distance flap thing to control how far it went. But anyway, so yeah, that's just a little bit of overview on this one. So now I guess I'm going to go ahead and test this one out for you. Now, from my experience with this one, at this house at least, in my old house it would have been fine because we had city water pressure, but at this house we have well water, so the well pump may not be enough to drive like it fully. And in fact, when I tried to use that one outside in the front yard a few weeks ago, it didn't even work at all. It just kept going like that. So we'll see what this one does. Also, these are nicknamed Taiwan by me because of the Taiwan labeling on the arm. I also thought that was interesting. My neighbors. So I called it the Taiwan sprinkler from a very young age, so that's what I affectionately call these now. This one also says Taiwan. Obviously it's because they're made in Taiwan, but so I will be right back. I'm going to set this one up with the hose. Okay, there she is, all screwed into the hose. Have not turned the water on yet, so we're going to turn it on and see what happens. Hopefully it'll work. Oh yeah. This one works a lot better than the other one. I guess the other one, because it leaked so much around the collar, it just didn't really work that well. Yeah. Turn it around a little bit so it doesn't spray the fire pit. Yeah, this is definitely nowhere near as much water pressure as we had at our old house. At our old house, the arm used to go out about halfway with our old water pressure. Or at least with that one, even with the leaky base. That sound just brings back so many memories. I have the diffuser screwed in pretty far so it doesn't spray the neighbor's yard. I wonder if I really wanted to, I could put it out there and see how far it would go without the diffuser screwed in all the way, but oh yeah. Could be that because this hose is so close to like the well pump, because the well pump's literally right in that box. Could be that the pressure's greater, but I don't know. Yeah, shut it off. And the thing is, it's turned on all the way. Just shut down. Wow, that thing shuts down really fast. With our old water pressure, it would have gone and very gradually shut down. So, I think that's about it for this video. I know this was a not very interesting video for you people that come here for fans and detectors and fire alarms and stuff like that, but I just thought this was an interesting little thing to share, just a nice piece of my childhood that I'm very happy to have now, or have again now. So once again, that is the new-ish Melnor Taiwan Metal Impulse Sprinkler, and as well as a cameo from my old Melnor Taiwan Metal Impulse Sprinkler. Thank you for watching, and more to come.